So The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom hoopla and hype is at an all-time high. Yesterday, at the time of the filming of this video, Mr. Anumo gave a detailed look at what this game really brings to the table with a 10-minute gameplay presentation. We learned about fusions, we learned about the whole new sort of crafting system that the game is going to utilize that will basically impact how you play the game from a combat standpoint or a traversal standpoint. There was so much cool stuff packed into that little 10-minute explanation of what's new in the game, and they said that there's still a ton of more stuff that is going to be different. The fact that there's, sky islands and stuff like that that you can visit, everything about the game just looks very interesting and very unique. I'm not quite sure it's going to still have that big wow factor like Breath of the Wild did, as Breath of the Wild was a new sort of experience for The Legend of Zelda that we had never seen before. But I do feel like Tears of the Kingdom is doing more than enough to build upon that and create a game that, we haven't ever really seen Link in this style of game before. Is it worth $70? I mean, that's kind of up to you. At the end of the day, I'm gonna buy it. You're probably gonna buy it. Your friend might buy it, and if he doesn't buy it, he might just rob you if you're soft and, take your copy of the game. But there was something else that we learned about yesterday, and that is that the new Nintendo Switch OLED model for Tears of the Kingdom is actually real. We've been talking about this for a little while now, and ever since day one, you can go back and take a look and see that I have been a big sort of person that was saying this is probably real. Like, looks like a legitimate thing. This looks like a legitimate product. A lot of people were kind of back and forth on it. I mean, it's so real that one of my YouTube cohorts actually has one already and made a video on it. Love you would, but I don't know if that was, the Nintendo ninjas. I mean, we've both had run-ins with them. I don't know, I just rather would stay under the radar, but I will be monitoring that situation because if something does happen to him, I will be talking about it. But we're obviously not going to talk about that. Shoutouts to Wood if you want to go watch his video unboxing it. Be free and be serene and go check it out. But here is the system itself. Now, this is the Nintendo Switch OLED model, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom edition. I like the box. I think the box itself looks very nice. It's kind of a weird color scheme because you have a lot of different colors going on here. You got a little bit of blue, you got a little bit of green, you got a little bit of gold, you got a little bit of white. It's kind of all over the place, but when you look at the actual system and the Joy-Cons, I think it looks pretty legit. I'm not really a huge guy with variants, and I do wonder like how this gold is going to be, as far as staying on the system. Like, it looks to me like it's almost a little bit textured, so like maybe like grease and crusty hands over time will kind of penetrate it and make it, I don't know, kind of ugly. The white dock, once again, that's a OLED dock that they've kind of just repurposed with some of the interesting Hyrulean lettering here. I like the way this looks. I think this looks very cool with the Joy-Con grip and the Joy-Cons within them. Then we have a different look here of the Joy-Cons, the gold and green and then the gold and the white. It's obviously the motif going forward with this game and going forward just with, Tears of the Kingdom in general. The back that has the little swirls on it. I think the swirls are kind of corny. We did see them, of course, with the initial leaks, and that was kind of something that a lot of people were like, oh, well, that's not real, because why would they just do random swirls? Well, there's your random swirls, kids, because that's what Nintendo's gonna do. And then another look here at the Joy-Con within the Joy-Con holder. Like I said, I think this is a really nice looking system, but here's where things get a little bit weird with this Switch OLED model, because as we're scrolling down with the main information here, we of course get some details about, what the Switch OLED is. It's the same OLED that has always been. There's nothing actually different about it except for the scheme on the cover. Of course, Tears of the Kingdom itself is a $70 game, and wait a damn minute here. Why is this $10 more? Like, it's a special edition, sure, but you're not actually including anything different. It's just a skin. It's just a skin. Now, I am not sure if I'm pretty sure other special editions, like that Mario one was $350. The Pokemon ones have been, standard price point. I don't think any of these other systems have been more than the other system. It's only $10, but you could say that about the price of the game. It's only $10. I don't know, man. Like, the $25 carrying case, like, it almost feels to me like we're seeing a revelation for Nintendo and potentially a revolution for The Legend of Zelda, because it's almost like Nintendo is realizing that this is a cash cow, and there's a dedicated fan base, a very dedicated fan base that will buy any and everything from it. And if you do little weird things, you know, you do this, that, or the other, you raise the price of the stuff, people are still going to buy it. And when people buy stuff at a higher price, then that makes the price of everything go up, because then other companies and other suitors will want to have this. Now, Nintendo was obviously a bit late to the $70 price point situation, as PlayStation kind of spearheaded it. And I don't think it's, you know, it's obviously going to be on a case-by-case basis. But this whole thing, this upcharging of stuff, simply because it's The Legend of Zelda, without actually including anything extra than, you know, is in another game, I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that. And I understand it's only $10, but you give people an inch, they'll take a mile. All you were was a big butt and a smile. Acacia Strain, great band if you like deathcore. But you know, that's my philosophy for a lot of things. If you give people an inch, if you give a company an inch, I should say, in this situation, they will take a mile. They will take it to the absolute extreme to see what they can get away with. And I feel like this is Nintendo testing the waters, because you got to remember, there's a new Switch coming on the horizon, as in a brand new system, a successor or some sort of revision. We don't really know, obviously, but there is going to be new hardware from Nintendo at some point in time. What is the price of that going to be? Are all the games going to be $70 since you're testing the water with Zelda here? I don't know. I don't know. It's a very weird situation, but it's not one that I think any of us have an answer to right now. You know, there is no sort of rhyme or reason as to why this system is $10 more, as to why Tears of the Kingdom is $10 more than other Switch games. I'm still gonna say that it's because of the larger cartridge size, and that's what Nintendo's gonna use to justify it, at least, because that's the only thing that's different here. That is the only thing that is different. If your budget costs are higher and stuff, your development costs are higher, okay, like what does that have to do with the consumer, really? Like why do we have to, you know, bite the bullet, and we're the ones who have to pony up more money for it, when, you know, realistically speaking, Nintendo is at an all-time high right now in terms of things like profit, in terms of things like revenue, in terms of things like system sales, in terms of things like relevancy, which is really the most important thing. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out. You know, what the scalpers are going to do with the Tears of the Kingdom OLED. I think it's a beautiful looking system. You know, I just personally, I don't need another Switch. Like, I have my OLED right here. It still works. It works great. I obviously have, you know, 2 or 3 other Switches and stuff like that, but I've gotten out of the whole, you know, just buying things just to buy it mentality, and it just doesn't seem like something I need. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind, though. You know, maybe I will pony up that 360. Who knows? Because, you know, at the end of the day, at least I can write it off on my taxes. I can make a video on it and be like, oh, look, here it is. Pretty much the same, just has some different colors. But if you're just an average person, you know, you don't have the same sort of recouping of the finances as I do. But let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. Are you trying to buy one of these, or trying to get your greasy mitts on one of them? It comes out at the end of April, so about 2 weeks before the game actually comes out, about a month from the time of the filming of this video. So you got a little bit of time to save up your money. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. Hit the bell notification as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.